These times are coming. We told you about them, but you motherfuckers was sleeping. Now you gotta wake up.
The time has come. From West End to the West Bank, I write righteous rhymes with my right and wrestle the devil with my left hand. Never worked for a Zion, it's never been a yes man. My art is like Rembrandt painting pictures of death camps. The average person is allergic to the words of wisdom. This is for everyone that's Saddam's Kurdish murder victims, and all the pure souls that never had the chance to speak. Truth pumps in my arteries and causes my heart to beat. For soldiers haunted and tortured by guilty memories, who realize too late to reveal their real enemy. It's all dead wrong for every victim of racist persecution, from Auschwitz to Hebron. My words may sting cowards for people that were atomized by the third mate in the Twin Towers. Those living through the wars ask me what I do this for. Put the world in its place before it puts you in yours. You can try to avoid us, but it's pointless. You can never avoid the voices of the voiceless. You can try to avoid us, but it's pointless. You can never avoid the voices of the voiceless.
Keep my third eye hidden under my New York fitted. A crazy unmarried man that deserves to be committed. The future is encrypted in my troubled lyrics. Dream that I've been somewhere for weeks and wake up in a couple minutes, sweat dripping with visions of population control. Thoughts overflowing my world like the melting of the North Pole. My people are targeted by military crack committees, so I'm bucking at the feds like natives in Rapid City. Reality savage. My words are like a riot in Paris, the voice of the voiceless. That voice is social imbalance, so stand stronger, sit harder in your mental palace. Blinded inside the kingdom, united to its old habits. Middle passage coming, war chant, African drumming, Gatling gun humming, rapid fire mechanism, reckless living that checks the rhythm of perfectionism. Slave condition while you singing God save the system.
You can try to avoid us, but it's pointless. You can never avoid the voices of the voiceless.
Take our freedom card, take our pride. Come on, may we will fight.
You can try to avoid us, but it's pointless. You can never avoid the voices of the voiceless. Detain my body, but you can't imprison my mind. If it's my time, I'll probably die with my fist in the sky. These are the thoughts of a man who can't escape from his coma. Cries of a young virgin girl who got raped by the soldiers.
Birthing a screaming bastard post-colonial nation, subject to childhood diseases, famine, war, and inflation. Education molded you into your master's image, and you forgot who the fuck you were before the war was finished.
You're hearing the ghosts of Nagasaki, you're hearing Hiroshima. Beautiful babies being born with the weirdest features. You might never see me in the chart, but inshallah my seed can see peace in Iraq.
But peace and freedom can never be given, that's historically forbidden, cause only collision is the recipe, changing the course of destiny. So I'm strapping weaponry, cause the government don't give a fuck about protecting me.
You can try to avoid us, but it's pointless. You can never avoid the voices of the voiceless.
Hey, Orange Pig, America first? Oops. Oh boy, that was the slogan you sold. But Bibi's pulling strings and your vote is getting cold.
Insult my Pope again and watch
We're
what
not just fighting
happens.
for Iran, hear this clear. Your people reached out
I
to us.
don't
Yeah, we
like
got the
people
DMs
who
here.
insult
If one
the
nation's
Pope.
gonna stand against
And
the
there's a
Epstein
reason the
regime's
religious
fear,
leaders
it's us
are
to the
mad.
last breath.
Look
We've
at
been
how
doing
they
it for
reacted.
years. We're standing
Don't
here for
insult
everyone.
the
Your system
Pope.
ever wrong, they've known all along. The enemy was always you. The real threat wore a suit and sung a patriotic song while selling their own citizens and calling it strong. Stealing from your own people, making them bleed, taking tax dollars just to fund your own greed. They waking up to the lies, the illusions of burst. You screamed America first, now you put losers first. Make Israel great again. Your government is run by pedophiles. They ordered you to die for Israel. They ordered you to die for Israel. They lied to you. We saw everything. If the public ever saw the files, man, the planet would shake from the level of filth and the crimes in your wake. No wonder Jeff called you the worst, you degenerate snake. You never set foot You went 40 plus times. You sick bastard, you cooked. We stepping up to the plate. Epstein regime gotta fall. You fake Christian elite sacrificing the ball. Demon, you talk real big for a man with tiny hands. Tiny hands, tiny things, tiny everything. We saw everything, and word got out. The smallness kinda expands. No wonder all those rage tweets, all those desperate rants. Overcompensating bully, always causing the scene. You said you love losers. Well, look at your team. Your government is run by. Your government is run by pedophiles. They ordered you to die for Israel. They ordered you to die for Israel. They lied to you. Hey, Orange Pig. America first? Oops. Oh boy, that was the slogan you stole. But Bibi's pulling strings and your vote is getting cold. We're not just fighting for Iran, hear this clear. Your people reached out to us, yeah, we got the DMs here. If one nation's gonna stand against the Epstein regime's fear, it's us till the last breath, we've been doing it for years. We're standing here for everyone, your system ever wrong, they've known all along. The enemy was always you. The real threat wore a suit and sung a patriotic song while selling their own citizens and calling it strong. Stealing from your own people, making them bleed, taking tax dollars just to fund your own greed. They waking up to the lies, the illusions of burst. You screamed America first, nah, you put losers first. Make Israel great again. Your government is run by pedophiles. They ordered you to die for Israel. They ordered you to die for Israel. They lied to you all. We saw everything. If the public ever saw the files, man, the planet would shake from the level of filth and the crimes in your wake. No wonder Jeff called you the worst, you degenerate snake. You claimed you never set foot. You went 40 plus times. You sick bastard, you cooked. We stepping up to the plate. Epstein regime gotta fall. You fake Christian elite sacrificing the ball. Demon, you talk real big for a man with tiny hands. Tiny hands, tiny things, tiny everything. We saw everything, and word got out. The smallness kinda expands. No wonder all those rage tweets, all those desperate rants. Overcompensating bully, always causing the scene. You said you love losers. Well, look at your team. Your government is run by. Your government is run by pedophiles. They ordered you to die for Israel. They ordered you to die for Israel. They lied to you.
Good afternoon. I'm clearly in a mood. Don't insult the Pope. My name is Grant Smith Elvis. It's like 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's actually a good time to stop. Good a time as any. It's 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Eastern confusing time. I don't know if it's a ceasefire, or if it's a war, or if it's a blockade of a blockade, or if it's like a naval war. I don't really know. I don't really know what's going on. I don't know what to tell you. I really wish I could tell you what's going on. The answer is no one knows what's going on. It's kind of like the strangest explanation of what's going on. It's both like an active war and a ceasefire, but also like a blockade and a blockade of a blockade, and then also another front war in Lebanon and Israel, which is both part of the ceasefire and not part of the ceasefire, depending on who you ask. It really depends on like what day it is, what time it is, who you're talking to, who's mad at who, like what's going on. Like it really depends. That's the it's a law school answer. Like if your main question is, Grant, what is going on? The answer is it depends. Just generally, I think it really just depends on you. Like, if you want to be happy, you should just be happy, because no one really knows at this specific time, at this specific place, in this specific geospatial universe, what's going on. And it's kind of like, just try to, like, be happy, see what happens, just kind of wing it, you know, go to South Africa, just kind of do what you want. That's what I feel the message from the universe is. I think the Pope will figure everything out. I kind of think the Pope's on top of it. I've never seen someone do a ground game like the Pope. Oh, that's right. Okay, so there is something that people are mad about today. Strangely, like all of the world's countries are on the same page that, you know, Mr. President Trump is the Antichrist. Now listen, I didn't actually think Mr. President was the Antichrist. And then I read a little bit of, like, the Bible. And now I'm a little bit worried that he's the Antichrist, you know, for a few reasons. Like, one, it was not a good idea to post that image last night and then try to tell me that you thought you were a doctor. Are you crazy? What are you saying? That was not a doctor. Doctors don't wear Jesus's robes. and they don't like have disciples, and they don't heal people like from the dead. That's not, well, I guess they do, but not with their hand and with like a light touch. And who edited that image to put the like demon at the top? I found the book from one of the posts on social media where that demon came from. That demon was not in the original artist's image. Somebody put that demon in the image. Mr. President Trump was referring to a section of the Bible where they talk about this guy who like goes to Jerusalem and banishes the Baal worshippers. Nonsense. I hate it. How dare you? How dare you? I was so mad. I've never been so upset. I had to calm down for most of today. You can't, but listen, what President Trump did, it didn't even make sense. He went to war with Pope Leo, basically. You can't really go to war with a pope. Well, I guess you could. Like, they've tried, but, like, you can't really go to war with the Pope. You're not going to win. You're not going to win a verbal war with the Pope, especially this Pope. And you're not, like, the Catholic Church's attendance right now is skyrocketing. And your plan is to get into a, like, rhetorical war with the Pope? It was, like, bordering on, like, schism, like, behavior. Like, it was almost like President Trump was about to disavow the Pope as the leader of the Catholic Church. And I was like, you can't really do that. Like, that makes you, like, a proponent of schism. You have to, like, go worship the anti-pope. We haven't had an anti-pope in, like, I don't know, 1,000 years. Is President Trump going to go endorse the anti-pope? Are we going to have an anti-pope? We haven't had an anti-pope in a long time. It's not like an anti, like, whatever it's called, particle, whatever the certain people do. It's like an anti-pope. There's a thing called an anti-pope. It's like someone who just claims, it's very heretical. It's where you just go to Rome and claim you're the Pope. Apparently it was a thing. I don't know. It was like a thing in the 1100s. People would just go to Rome and claim they were the Pope. Apparently this was a thing. How would I know? I don't know. I looked it up the other day, I suppose. But anyway, so, you know, President Trump upset, like, the French, and he upset the Italians, and he upset, like, the Pope, and he upset the Cardinals, like, the College of Bishops, and he upset the University of Notre Dame, and he upset, like, he upset, like, 2 billion people. I don't really know what to tell you. He caused, like, a revolt among his own supporters, and then Iran decided to take the side of the Pope. So you had, like, Iran coming out being like, we really revere Jesus, peace be upon him. I told you they would say peace be upon him because they look at Jesus as a prophet in the Islamic religion. So anyway, Iran's like, Your Holiness, we are so sorry. Like, you're owed an apology. Like, we can't believe this has happened. This, like, blasphemer. They were just like, blessed are the peacemakers. Pope Leo gets up on the plane. He gave one of the strangest interviews. It was so great. But he stands up there and he's like, I'm not a politician. All right, I'm the Pope. And so as the Pope, I'll show you the clip, but he's like, I'm not a politician. I am the Pope. Okay? And like I don't look at foreign policy the way like our government looks at foreign policy. My job is to, like, blessed are the peacemakers. Like, my job is to, like, help people understand the gospel and then develop spiritually a moral conscience. And he was like, I'm not going to debate with President Trump. And then all of the bishops, Mr. Pope Leo, the Holy Father, went on the offensive. You think you want to play PR ground game? You know, give me a coconut. I think that's giving a little bit too much respect to Mr. President Trump. Who was the Mad King? King George V or something. We might be closer to, like, the end of his rule. It kind of reminds me, like, if Harold Wilson didn't really know what he was doing, but still thought MI5 was out to get him, you know, during the very end of his time as Prime Minister. It would be like that. It would be like Harold Wilson's paranoia with King George's mental decline. I hate to be so mean. I really do, bro. He's a nice man. He was nice to my grampy, but bro, you totally jumped the shark last night. What are you doing? You can't go to war with the Pope right now. The Pope has incredible levels of moral authority. Did you look at the pew attendance? Did you look at the figures? Even anecdotally, people are surging in, like, to the pews of the Catholic Church in America. It's so intense that the cardinals don't know what to do in the different dioceses. They actually don't know what to do. They're very confused. They did an interview last night with 60 Minutes. They were very grateful. They really appreciate you all going to church. All the cardinals are very, very grateful, but they're very baffled. They really are. There's so many people going to church that you've actually confused the Catholic Church. They don't understand. They're very pleased. They're trying to make it like accessible. They've shortened the services. They want you to be able to go with your family. Some people still do the Latin Mass. You can do it if you want. But they've tried to streamline it. It's actually pretty nice. My point is, you've all, not just all of you, but like in the United States in particular, you've like increased church attendance to the point where you've baffled the Curia. They don't understand why you all are going to church in such large numbers, specifically Catholic Church. They're all very confused. I'm very pleased, personally. You believe whatever religion you want. You know, I think all religions are wonderful. I'm learning a lot about Judaism and Islam. They're all wonderful. My point is, like, the Catholic Church is thrilled. And whoever, like, I don't know if Mr. President was up alone at like 1 a.m. You can't take on Pope Leo when the Catholic Church is like literally like seeing a resurgence domestically. The church is so powerful, and it's because like they don't really demand that from their parishioners. You just kind of like be nice, and people love the church. So that was a bad idea. It is not 2005. The church is very like widely loved. The priests like did a lot of work over the past 20 years. Not like selfishly. I mean, I think they would say it's like selfishly in the service of like a selfless end. They wanted to rebuild the church's reputation. Pope Leo went on the like offensive this morning. Every single cardinal and bishop was lighting the president up. I've never seen the Vatican go to war with a politician and win so quickly. President Trump deleted the post. It was incredible. I can't believe it. The entire base turned against Mr. President. He has a 6 p.m. interview. We can watch it. I can comment on it. If they're going to do it as a pool feed, and it's Mr. President, and he's caused all 108, like 95 countries of the world to revolt, and his own base to revolt. We are watching that. It's going to be one of the biggest. If he does it live, it's going to be one of, it's Vice President Vance. I think it's Wednesday night, actually, that President Trump is on, excuse me. It's Wednesday night. It might even be Wednesday morning, so tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. I'm sorry I got it confused. Vice President Vance is speaking tonight at 6 on Fox. I'm not as interested in that. He's kind of a blowhard. I'm sorry, Mr. Vice President. But, like, you didn't know the name of your own ambassador to the Holy See. What are you doing? It's fine if you don't know, like, the ambassador from the Federated States of Micronesia to the United States, but you need to know the U.S. ambassador to the Holy See. You need to know that offhand. You can't be president now. Like, I don't know it offhand until now because I'm not the vice president, but he didn't know who our ambassador to the Holy See was. Not the Holy See's nuncio, not the papal nuncio to the U.S., our ambassador to the Vatican. He didn't know who the guy was, who the cardinal was. It was embarrassing. Just embarrassing. I even know who the, like, head of the prefecture of Jerusalem is, Cardinal Priest Bala. I know the name of Catholic Maronite priests in southern Lebanon. I know the name of the papal nuncio to Lebanon, Cardinal Borgia. Come on now. Come on. We can't be doing this. He literally, that was really bad from JD Vance. I was very offended. Also, Mr. President offended the University of Notre Dame. Do you know how much you have to screw up to offend the University of Notre Dame? Like, bro, what? They're just, like, doing their football thing, like, trying to get ready for the season next year, doing their spring game. Do you know how much you have to screw up to get the Archdiocese of South Bend, Indiana, to be upset? The Pope has to literally call them. Like, I'm sure the Vatican, like, actually engaged their diplomatic corps and called around to all the bishops and were like, listen, Archbishop, we're, like, you got to get your people in line over there. What's going on with this president? And listen, people don't understand. The First Amendment is meant to protect the church from the state. The state goes against the church wins every time. In the United States, it's how the system is designed. The First Amendment, I've read the case law. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. It's designed to protect the system, the church, from the government. So the church could do whatever it wants. It's a church. The worst that's going to happen to them if they directly campaign is they're going to lose their tax exempt status. But literally, if Scientology or whatever the hell it's called has tax exempt status, bro, then like any religion can have tax exempt status. That's absurd. Most ridiculous farce on the face of the planet. I gotta think about that one though. There's a lot of case law involving the IRS and Scientology. I have to read all the progeny before I come to a policy position on that. I'm very sympathetic to religions, but I'm not really sure that's actually a religion. I have my concerns about Scientology. I would like to do an investigation. Don't even think about it, Scientology. Don't even think about it. Go ask Kathy Rumler whether you should think about it. Don't think about it. I want to do an investigation first. I want to understand what the Sea Org is. I want to talk to Louis Theroux about it. I want to bring him in to consult. I want to bring in Leah Remini too. Then I'll make a decision on what I want to do about that. I gotta look at the progeny though before I decide how to deal with that problem. They're a problem. I want them out of Clearwater, Florida. Completely. We may have to like seriously investigate that organization. I want to talk to the Pope about it. Whatever the Pope says about Scientology, that's what we'll do. Pope Leo, I need your help with Scientology. I don't know what to do. I don't think it's really a religion. I think it's like a human trafficking organization, Pope Leo. That's just my opinion. I'm petitioning Pope Leo for his help. And let me say I'm petitioning my government for their help too. I want to also run for president just so I can work on some of this stuff. I want to study that. If you elect me, I will develop a blue ribbon commission to study Scientology. I don't really know what we're going to determine. I want to start from just a blank slate. Then I'm going to pull all their records, every single record that the federal government's ever amalgamated on them. Then I'm going to have a blue ribbon commission and investigate them. I don't know who I'm going to put in charge. Don't even think about it, Scientology. Ask Karen Reed, or more particularly Kathy Rumler. Don't think about it. Just move on. Rumler would be like, no, don't. We sent some dude to his house. He banished the dude and told us to leave. Don't do it. And maybe I'll forget about it. If you push, I'll probably make it a thing. That's my message to Scientology. Don't push. I sometimes put that stuff out there just to see who takes the bait, and then I use that to inform my regulatory and juridical and political policy positions, just as like an advanced form of preemptive dialectical reasoning. So how about them apples? So anyway, I'll show you what started this all. It was bad. On a scale of 1 to bad, it was really bad. It has me mad, like really upset. I don't like people who like offend the Pope. He's the leader of my church. I try to be respectful of all religious leaders, but I've never seen anything like this. I'll show it to you. It was late last night. I was going to bed. I still can't believe he posted this. I just can't. I'll show it to you. I don't even know if I reposted it because it's very blasphemous. It's really offensive. I don't know why he did it. It led to like a very fierce backlash from a lot of the world leaders. Let me see. Alright, let me just listen to this. I want to analyze the short CNN report. It's just a clip. It's a short clip of one of the segments like 12 hours ago. I'm going to watch a short segment.
This is remarkable back and forth we want to talk about.
By the way, this is how CNN was talking about it, and they're calmer now. They're less partisan.
More this morning that we've really...
Absolutely, Willie, understood. I would hang out with you anytime. I'm doing a road trip. Just make sure to email me if you haven't, grantsmithellis@gmail.com. I failed to go through my emails again today. It was a long day. I was watching a court hearing. We'll get to that.
Never seen before. The president versus the Pope. Pope Leo is responding today to President Trump's extraordinary attack on him. Here's a quote from President Trump just yesterday, calling Pope Leo, quote, weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy. The Pope traveling today, responded, speaking to reporters.
I have no fear of the end of the Trump administration, nor speak.
No, that's a bad version of it. Listen, the media freaked out when they saw this. I don't even know if I want to show the post. So here is what happened, like within 4 hours of the Pope going on the offensive. This is like, I think Iran's not attacking right now because I think they have the President Week and Bibi Week. They may attack depending on what happens in the Strait, but I really think Iran thinks they have the upper hand right now. And frankly, it's hard to debate with them. If that's just as an analyst, because a lot of people are mad about what happened with the Jesus post. So I have to show you the Jesus post or it won't make sense. I need to actually show it to you. So this is the post Mr. President made. I need to analyze it. I hate showing this. For those of you who are, for the brothers and sisters who are of the Muslim faith, if this were posted of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, I would not show it on stream. It's like that offensive to people who believe in Jesus. And I know obviously Jesus, peace be upon him, is in the Holy Quran. But in terms of this image, this is incredibly offensive. It borders on blasphemous. It's one thing if someone makes art. So someone, listen, let me put it this way. In the United States, it's not impermissible to depict like what's called apotheosis. The reason why is one of the most famous paintings in the United States is called The Apotheosis of George Washington. And it was painted in the Capitol. And so there's this idea of apotheosis, okay, which is like taking a revered figure and making them through art into like a religious figure. It sounds weird, but it's an actual artistic concept. And the reason I'm bringing it up is I think it's very, very important for people to understand that apotheosis, when done in a correct way, actually has a heavy historical meaning. It's normally for a president who, or like a wartime leader who has passed away, and then you like venerate them. Like it's kind of like the Roman tradition where you turn them into a demigod. Can't even say the word because I find it blasphemous. But you turn them into a secular demigod, and you create the apotheosis of. You can look up the apotheosis of George Washington. It's a very famous painting in my country. So the symbology, it's very different. This is a very degraded form. To compare it to the apotheosis of George Washington is an insult to that work. If you've never been to the Capitol Dome, it's just beautiful. Forget the like blasphemous content because the dude was a Mason. And they all were. They were all like Canaanite Masons. They were weird as hell. Look at what Ben Franklin did in London. He was a freak. He was involved with the Hellfire Club and those weirdos. Anyway, so my point is, like, it's not like so blasphemous to do it when there's like a proper context, but if it's like fan art, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, even today, for a living person, if someone makes fan art of like a very holy figure in the United States, no one's going to jump down their throat for doing it. It's like considered an expression of your personal spiritual viewpoint. It's weird. It's just not really blasphemous when you do it personally. It's actually considered like you being kind of like more religious than most people because you like thought about how to express that in a religious connotation. So that's kind of why, like, as fan art, when this came out originally, it wasn't a problem. If you just make fan art of someone and like make them a religious figure, most people in America will actually think that's kind of it's a nice thing that you did because you thought a lot about religion. As strange as that is, we're just a very secular place. Not as bad as France, but we're very secular. So if you think about religion, like religious people will kind of say thank you for doing that, even if it's a little blasphemous. That's like the unspoken moral norm. This, though, is the person doing it. Like Mr. President Trump didn't just post this, he altered it. The original image by the artist. So there's two things going on here. Let me explain this. We explain why this is so insidious. The original painting by the artist was actually Mr. President Trump in this robe with all these people around him, okay, doing like this healing touch. It's all very evocative of Jesus's image. This up here, this was not in the original image. Now, that is not like a regular Gothic figure. That is actually a specific demon from the cover of a book. Now, how do I know this? Well, someone found the book. And if you find this book, you'll be able to find it on Twitter. Someone did the actual explication. This book, so this original art, okay, was altered before Mr. President posted it. We don't know if he did it or someone else, but this was not in there. You see this thing? That demon? That demon is from the cover of a book about a guy who goes to Israel, goes to like Jerusalem, like walks through the Eastern Gate and like casts out the Baal worshippers. Is he out of his mind? Like, I can't believe he did that. It's actually about like, and then here's where it gets worse. That's why Iran and I think everyone is doing nothing right now because he really screwed up. I don't know if he'll cost himself his presidency, but he cost himself the legitimacy of the state. It's really bad. I wish I could say it wasn't on a personal level, but it's like the worst thing he could have done. His movement was going down the drain, so he just crashed out at like 2 a.m. He posted it literally at like 1:54 in the morning. He was up till 3:30 a.m. just posting, and he was posting the weirdest articles. So this was him. I don't know who altered that image, where he got the altered image, but this demon is a very bad sign. Now you might be saying why. Well, first of all, the imagery is rough. It's blasphemous. People were very upset. But coupled with the attack on the Pope, which I haven't showed you yet, things got really out of hand. Now, before we get to the attack on the Pope, which I don't even really want to read, it was very offensive. I'm gonna show you like what happened. So there was a visceral reaction. Oh yeah, Hemlock, it was AI slop. There was a visceral reaction to this post. He deleted it. I've never seen him do it. Maybe once or twice. I've never seen it actually happen with a post I saw go up. And then like I was there when it went down. It may have happened before, so like I can't rule out something I didn't experience personally. But I've never seen it happen where Mr. President got forced to take a post down due to public reaction. He's been copyrighted before. But I feel like even those were, like, it was transformative. He probably could have fought it. I just don't think he did. Let me show you what Mr. President said as his explanation. So let me show you how the Pope reacted. The Pope reacted, I think, about as well as any person could be expected to react, and then he went on the diplomatic offensive. So many cardinals put out statements that I lost track of them all. This is how Mr. President Trump, he eventually tried to explain it by saying that he was a doctor. So,
yeah, started at 10 o'clock.
He gave a press briefing. We'll watch it in full. But this was the Pope Leo part.
Yeah, started at 10 o'clock.
God bless you, Mimi.
Yeah. No, I don't, because Pope Leo said things that are wrong. He was very much against what I'm doing with regard to Iran, and you cannot have a nuclear Iran. Pope Leo would not be happy with the end result. You have hundreds of millions of people dead, and it's not going to happen, so I can't. I think he's very weak on crime and other things, so I'm not. I mean, he went public. I'm just responding to Pope Leo. And you know, his brother is a big MAGA person, and he's a great guy, Louis. And I said I like Louis better than I like the Pope. No, you have to have law and order in our country, and that's what we have now. We have the lowest crime numbers we've had in a long time, despite the fact that many criminals were allowed into our country, but we've gotten a lot of them out. We've done a great job on crime. So we have the lowest murder rate in 125 years, since 1900. The lowest murder rate. So we believe
So
strongly.
is crime
in law and order,
skyrocketing,
and
or do we have the
he
lowest
seemed
murder
to
rate?
have a problem with that, so there's nothing to apologize for. He's wrong. And the other thing is he didn't like what we're doing with respect to Iran, but Iran is wants to be a nuclear nation so they can exterminate the world. Not going to happen.
Well, they didn't attack anyone. Okay, so let me just read you kind of how the world responded. I gotta find this post. I'll show you Pope Leo this morning too. And then I'll show you what the Iranian military said. It was really what the Pope said, though, that had people furious. Excuse me, what the president said about the Pope that had people furious. So, the statement that Mr. President issued yesterday about the Pope was very gratuitous. You've probably seen it. I'm hesitant to read it because it's an attack on the pontiff. But there's some importance to it. Let me see if I can find it. Hopefully he deleted it. He might have left that one up, so maybe I'll pull it up on Truth Social. I'll show you some of the response, though. And by the way, the blockade went into effect. The U.S. blockade went into effect earlier. So I'm gonna play for you Pope Leo's response on the plane. He gave one response to like an English-speaking Italian reporter, and then another to Reuters.
What did you think? He said that you were terrible at foreign policy, you had fear of the Trump administration.
I have no fear of neither the Trump administration nor speaking out loudly about the message of the gospel. And that's what I believe. I am called to do what the church is called to do. We're not politicians. We're not looking to make foreign policies with the same perspective that he might understand it. But I do believe in the message of the gospel. Blessed are the peacemakers. It's the message of the Lord.
Thank you very much for clarifying.
Blessed are the peacemakers. Let me read. So that was the Pope responding. Let me read you the post. I never shared it yesterday because I was offended, but I realized I have to make a historical record of it. So I'm going to read you what the president said. Quote, Pope Leo is weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy. He talks about fear of the Trump administration, but doesn't mention the fear that the Catholic Church and all other Christian organizations had during blank when they were arresting priests and ministers and everyone else for holding church services, even when going outside and being 10 and even 20 feet apart. I like his brother Louis much better than I like him because Louis is all MAGA. He gets it, and Leo doesn't. I don't want a pope who thinks it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon. I don't want a pope who thinks it's terrible that America attacked Venezuela, a country that was sending massive amounts of drugs into the United States, and even worse, emptying their prisons, including blanks, drug blanks, and kill blanks into our country. And I don't want a pope who criticizes the President of the United States because I'm doing exactly what I was elected in a landslide to do, setting record low numbers in crime and creating the greatest stock market in history. Pope Leo, His Holiness, he didn't say that, he just called him Leo. His name is Pope Leo, or the Holy Father, should be thankful because, as everyone knows, he was a shocking surprise. He wasn't on any list to be Pope, and was only put there by the Church because he was an American, and they thought that would be the best way to deal with President Donald J. Trump. No, I think it's because they thought there was an increase coming in American Catholicism, and that was true. If I wasn't in the White House, Leo wouldn't be in the Vatican. Unfortunately, Pope Leo's weak on crime, weak on nuclear weapons, and does not sit well with me. Well, that means you're in favor of schism. So, I don't know, go join another church. Nor does the fact that he meets with Obama sympathizers like David Axelrod, a loser from the left, who is one of the most wanted churchgoers and clerics to be arrested. What? Who's one of those who wanted churchgoers and clerics to be arrested. I'm concerned. He did? Did he want him to be bombed too, or was that just the current regime? I guess Mr. President Obama did do some bombing in Libya, didn't you, Mr. Obama? And Mr. Axelrod too. Axelrod's like just like a wannabe John Podesta, and John Podesta's just a wannabe Josh Lyman. Neither of them have what it takes to be Leo. You know, not Pope Leo, but Leo from the West Wing. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Forget about President Bartlett. They just don't have the makings of a varsity athlete. Neither Axelrod nor Podesta. They're dangerous, in my opinion, as political forces. I don't like the Democrats. Anyway, unfortunately, Pope Leo's weak on crime, weak on nuclear weapons, does not sit well with me, nor does oh yeah, we already did that. That he meets with Obama sympathizers like David Axelrod, a loser from the left, who is one of those who wanted churchgoers and clerics to be arrested. Okay, it's a little disjointed when you like, what does that mean in context, to be arrested for? Who edited this? No one. Pope Leo, he just said Leo again. Pope Leo should get his act together as Pope. Use common sense, stop catering to the radical left, and focus on being a great Pope, not a politician. It's hurting him very badly. And more importantly, it's hurting the Catholic Church. President Donald J. Trump. He just went on like he melted last night. Iran totally broke him. It's kind of sad, but also like we needed that help. He was going a little astray. Like America was not benefiting from like Mr. McMahon running the country. Oh my God. Imagine Mr. McMahon running the country. Trish Stratus, you can, oh God, no, I'm not going. Let's just say Mr. McMahon would not have been a great president. Oh damn. I love Mr. McMahon as a showman, but no, bro, he could not be president. And Donald Trump is basically like Mr. McMahon with more money. That's kind of like Mr. Trump. He's Mr. President Trump. I think I'm sorry, but BB and him gotta go. They're both unhealthy for each other and bad for America and Israel and world peace and the Pope. I don't think either of them like the Pope very much, which is why the Pope's epic. The Pope should be like a rock star. He is a rock star. When everything calms down and he goes on a world tour, people are gonna love the Pope. He's bigger than Elvis. And unlike the Beatles, he won't be dumb and say stupid things. So, you know, hashtag the Pope. I love the Pope. He's just a cool guy. Here he is in the Great Mosque of Algeria. The Pope Leo is on a big world trip today. He's going to like 11 African countries in 11 days. Here's Mr. Pope Leo walking with his shoes off in a very holy mosque in Algeria. And he didn't do a prayer. He just very politely observed the mosque. Hashtag, yes, Willie Underwood. I would totally, if Mach was still with us, he could be the Secretary of Coffee and Energy Drinks. This is Pope Leo at the very holy mosque in Algeria. That guy, Ben Gavir, should take notes. Hey, Ben Gavir. Notice how he's in another religion's holy place and he's not, like, doing his own prayer. I know. What an incredible thing to see. I got mad at the guy, the hard-right Israeli guy who likes to pop champagne to celebrate death. That guy's a little weird, but I got mad at him because he was doing very bad things at the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. Very uncomfortable in my chair. I don't need a new chair, though. I need a new environment, which I'm going to be doing soon. By the way, hello, this is Grant Smith Ellis. Today was a day. I have things to say. I might play you like decompression breaks of court hearings, but Will cussed a lot. But still, it was one of the most ridiculous court hearings I've ever seen. Let me show you some of the follow-up to what happened between the Pope, though, and Mr. President. There was more. I want to show you just like one clip of how the American media in the morning was reacting. It might have been the British media. My dear friend Primo told me that this is known as a bit of like a morning talk show, but I just want to show you like how some of the morning talk shows were responding. Here's what the president of Iran said. Your Excellency Pope Leo the 14th. On behalf of the great nation of Iran, I condemn the insult to your excellency and declare that the desecration of Jesus, peace be upon him, the prophet of peace and brotherhood, is unacceptable to any free person. I wish glory for you from Allah. Now, obviously, in the Christian religion, Jesus is not just a prophet, he is also the Son of God and the embodiment of God on earth. Well, there's a bit of a schism. We don't need to go into the Holy Trinity debate right now. Let's just keep it simple. In the Holy Quran, Jesus is a prophet, just like the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is a prophet. So that's why the word prophet is being used there. Someone critiqued the president of Iran for this statement, but I don't really think it's wrong. I think it's fair that although Christianity looks at Jesus as more than a prophet, I think they certainly, at least I as a Catholic, consider Jesus a prophet. He predicted things and also did miracles and other things of that nature, and therefore he falls in the category of a prophet. They're not mutually exclusive. You can be the prophet, you can be a prophet, not the prophet. There's multiple prophets, I suppose. You can be a prophet and all, well, there's definitely multiple prophets actually. Yeah, that's what the Bible kind of says. They kind of imply that a water bearer comes after Jesus. I don't really know what came before Jesus. I should study that a little bit more. But anyway, a prophet, I think, is someone who's able to tune in to the resonant frequency of something that goes beyond the five temporal senses, and then intuit the progression of history, such as to understand the emerging syntactical dialectic. Does that all make sense? I figure it does. Anyway, so that was what the president of Iran said. I think this is a little bit more from Pope Leo. This was to Reuters.
I basically said that the message of the church, my message, the message of the gospel, blessed are the peacemakers. I do not look at my role as being politician. I don't want to get into a debate with him. I don't think that the message of the gospel is meant to be abused in the way that some people are doing. And I will continue to speak out about this against war,
Penny.
looking to promote peace, promoting dialogue and multilateral relationships among the states, to look for just solutions to problems. Too many people are suffering in the world today. Too many innocent people are being killed. And I think someone has to stand up and say, there's a better way to do this.
Thank you very much.
So that was that.
I basically said that.
My name is Grant Smith Ellis. If you're just tuning in, things are quiet. I think it's because Mr. President made a serious tactical error last night. There have been some attacks by Hezbollah tonight, which we will keep an eye on. But I think there's a possible, I think the U.S. is very weak. And I think Iran senses it, and I think I don't know what's about to happen in the Strait of Hormuz. I will get you some updates. But we may well, I'm seeing reports that they were 80% of the way in Islamabad. Obviously not with Israel involved, it was more the U.S. Oh, Bunny, God bless you. I'm so sorry to hear that. I would be giving you a hug right now, Bunny. Tell Mom. Hello, FM. Welcome. God bless you, my friend. Mimi, God bless you. You're so wonderful. I must say, this has caused an unintended blowback, which is actually that things are very quiet. I don't know how Mr. President lost so much goodwill so quickly. He didn't have a lot. I think the world was waiting for one thing that would unify them all against Mr. President, and he gave it to them. The world was very upset. I'll show you how Pope Leo started his day. I thought this was very touching. We must share what we have as a matter of justice. It is unjust to accumulate wealth and remain indifferent to others. Well, actually, let me start at the beginning. Quote, this is from Pope Leo earlier today. He's beginning his apostolic journey through Africa. He's starting in Algeria. And he tweeted when he left, the future belongs to men and women of peace. Justice will always triumph over injustice in the end. Just as violence will never have the last word, despite all appearances. Our world needs men and women of faith who thirst for justice and unity, In the face of a humanity yearning for fraternity and reconciliation, it is a great gift and a sacred duty for us to declare with conviction that we are always united as brothers and sisters, children of the one God. Now, obviously, he has his own comprehensive doctrines. It's the spirit of the message. I mean, he's the leader of my church, but let's go in the spirit of reasonable pluralism. We must share what we have as a matter of justice. It is unjust to accumulate wealth and remain indifferent to others. This view of justice is both simple and radical, for it recognizes the image of God in others. A religion without mercy and a society without solidarity are a scandal in God's eyes. The sea and the desert have been places of mutual enrichment among peoples and cultures for millennia. Woe to us if we turn them into graveyards where even hope dies. Let us free these tremendous reservoirs of history and the future from evil. Let us denounce and remove causes for despair, and let us oppose those who profit from the misfortune of others. What a great statement from Pope Leo. That's a man who understands. He's very intelligent. He just makes me feel hope. And I'm so lucky that he is the leader of my church, and that the Catholic Church in the modern age has found a way to be such a force for good after what was a very tumultuous period in the history of the Vatican. In particular, not really, well, the church too, but for believers, for people like me, it was very confusing. I was just confused. I didn't understand why people I really liked and trusted did very bad things to people I care about. It made me very mad. I didn't understand. And then I wanted the church to kind of show why people liked the church, and then they started doing that, and now I'm just pleased. I mean, Pope Leo sent Cardinal Nunzio Borgia to southern Lebanon after Father Eddie died. He was a Catholic Maronite priest in southern Lebanon, and I saw Nunzio Borgia go to southern Lebanon. I saw the film, and I saw bombs falling maybe half a mile, 1 kilometer from him, over a mountain ridge. And I just wanted to see the church kind of do that for a while. That was nice. We're very lucky to have Pope Leo. He has the respect of almost every country in the world, even probably China. Although China really doesn't like religion, but that's not good. What they do to the Uyghur Muslims is horrible. I think the Arabic world's next, and the Muslim world's next concern is going to be China. They actually have very serious slave camps for just Muslims and Christians too. But yeah, the Muslims and the Christians, in my opinion, are going to figure out what the brutal Chinese commies are doing to them, and they're going to, China's next. They're not going to make it. You can't be treating Muslims that way in particular, but Christians as well. It's brutal. Speaking of the Chinese, they deny reports that they're sending weapons to Iran. Yeah, but what about the Uyghurs? I don't speak Chinese, sorry, not yet. Or Mandarin. Yeah, sorry, if you don't include captions, I don't know what you're saying. I might learn Mandarin, but I'm not becoming a communist. I'm banning communists from entry to the United States. If you're a domestic communist, you can be here. All right, here's Keir Starmer during PMQs earlier about the Israeli bombing in Lebanon.
Speaker, whilst in the Gulf, I met leaders and senior military representatives across the region, including the Crown Prince of...
Silent dogs, it has nothing to do with warmongering. I just want to know what your plan is to get the Uyghur Muslims out of the internment camps. And if you have a better plan than taking down the CCP, I'm all ears.
Saudi Arabia, the President of the UAE, the King and Crown Prince of Bahrain, the Emir and Prime Minister of Qatar, and in recent days I've also spoken to the Sultan of Oman and the Emir of Kuwait. Across all of these conversations, I agreed to deepen our engagement on both defence and economic resilience. Because, Mr. Speaker, they all made it abundantly clear.
Oh, this was a special statement. That's right. For some reason, I thought this was a response to an emergency question, but PMQs are Wednesday, so this must have been a statement by the Prime Minister. I'm sorry. I thought it was PMQs. Might have been an urgent question, but I guess it's just a statement. The Parliament is strange. They were actually not even sitting over the past 2 weeks.
That the
There's a by-election, I think, coming up.
solidarity
There's some kind of election, I think.
and strength of our partnership with them has been a comfort in these challenging times. And we should not forget that the nature of Iran's response, the indiscriminate attack upon countries who never sought this conflict, the huge damage done across the Gulf to civilian infrastructure with civilian casualties is abhorrent. It has clearly shocked the region and all of us. And we must bear that in mind now as we lift our sights to the future.
Breaking news, Eric Swalwell has resigned. I repeat, Eric Swalwell has resigned from Congress. I repeat, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Swalwell, just days after being taken out of the Eric Swalwell, just days after being taken out of the California gubernatorial primary. I don't know how much Katie Porter had to do with that. We'll see. I want to look more into it. Either way, I think Swalwell had a reputation for doing bad things, but the specific piece that came out, it seemed that Katie Porter might have helped. I don't really know. I am going to look more into the series of serious allegations against Representative Swalwell. I have been covering the war, but my understanding is that there were some very politically connected people, including the wife of one man who's very vocal on X, who came forward with allegations, notwithstanding whether they had connections to Swalwell's political opponents or otherwise. They broke the silence regarding Mr. Swalwell like 48 hours ago, and then a flood of reports came out on social media. Now, Mr. Swalwell tried to use like potential litigation threats, like every trick in the book, but he, within 12 hours, was gone from the congressional race in California. He's a big Democrat. Not anymore. This was like the Democrats, like younger, like cadre. He was their only real hope. They don't really have, like, he wasn't great. He's kind of like bad at life, but like, you know, obviously, but he was their one like youthful, like, there are other youthful members of the Democratic Party, but they're a little, I don't know how to be gentle about this, out of their minds. I think that's the lightest I can go. If I go any lighter, it won't be fair to the reality. But anyway, so well, I don't know his name. No one will know his name after this. History won't. But anyway, he has resigned from Congress. He was gonna, this isn't the old Nixon resign before, like, they will, but the reality is this wasn't some, like, political attack on him, which can happen from time to time. That is not what this was. This was him getting exposed, trying to keep things quiet, and resigning from both the gubernatorial election in California and Congress within, like, 24 hours. I've never seen something happen that fast. Congressman, you can normally get through it with like an ethics committee investigation. It takes forever, and then by the time it comes out, like a lot of the stuff, like it takes forever for them to write the report, for them to vote on the report. They weren't even gonna do that. They were just gonna expel him prior to the ethics committee report. So, you know, like, he knew if he thought that they were going to let him go through the ethics committee report process, he would have waited it out. The PR advice is always buy time and see if you can ride it out. He didn't at all ride it out. He lasted 24 hours. It was quicker than Kathy Rumler's resignation from Goldman Sachs. She lasted a week. He lasted 48 hours in an elected position. The only way you can get expelled is if every single member, I think it's a majority, it might be 2/3 majority to expel a member of Congress. It's a serious thing. Your own party has to expel you too, basically, unless the other party has a supermajority, in which case you being in the Congress doesn't even matter. Being in the minority in the House of Representatives, like the minority party, means nothing. You have no power. You have no control over the committee committee chairs. You're just useless. Your job is to wait till the next election cycle, and you have to raise $10,000 a day for the Central Congressional Committee. It's the stupidest system you can imagine. So if you're wondering what's going on, why is everything so eerily quiet? Well, because the U.S. is incredibly weak. You could call it an unforced error. You could call it a combination of like successful Iranian repositioning, like becoming sort of like the moral authority. You could call it Pope Leo's divine intervention. You could call it God. Whatever you want to attribute it to, we have peace. And the problem is, when you have peace, it's this uneasy feeling when it's not resolved formally. It's a very uneasy peace where people feel both at the same time like very thrilled there's not a lot of death, but at the same time they are very uneasy. It's like a purgatory, and it's an unfortunate reality right now, because I don't think it's fair to the people who are under the bomb threats, the threat of falling bombs, that they can't actually embrace what peace means. It makes me very sad. They should be able to go out into the streets of Lebanon and Israel and Iraq and Yemen and Oman and Saudi Arabia and Bahrain and Kuwait and the UAE and Tehran and Combs and Karsh and Bandar al-Abbas and Bushehr, anywhere that you can name. People should be able to go out in those cities without the like persistent, latent like concern about whether they're going to be bombed, and we're not there. So it's this very strange, I'd call it, it's this odd feeling. Purgatory is a bad word for it. It's kind of being in a state of suspended animation where you can't fully embrace the wonder of peace, but for the agony knowing that it's so perilous, which is so frustrating. It's wrong to do to the people who are on the ground under those bombs. And I don't know exactly how this is going to play out. We're in a terribly precarious situation, as you all know from the analysis of the Strait last night. I'll give you my thoughts on today's court hearing. I'm not going to go into the details. I'm just going to play you the section about Purplehead. Purplehead, it's the greatest thing. Listen, if you thought Barney the dinosaur was great, wait until you meet Purplehead. Hashtag free Purplehead. No, I'm not explaining any of this. I'm going to make you watch it completely out of context. So, listen, I don't know if there's going to be cussing or not in this. Like, Will sometimes cusses. His name's Will Glare. He's pretty cool. He's fun. He was nice to me today. He's always been nice to me. We debate sometimes. I interrogated him one time. I asked him if some dude was his neighbor, and I'll never forget when he turned his head to the left to right, and then I'm like holding a phone like with the information, and he's like, what do I do? I know if I like try to BS this, he's just gonna read off all the dude's information. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Anyway, so, you know, my name is Grant Smith Ellis. Now, you may be saying to yourself, what is a Ray from Dallas? Now, this is a moment of levity. We're just going to take a decompression. It's 5:54 p.m. Eastern, U.S. confusing, suspended animation state of peace time. It's 11:55 p.m. in South Africa. It's 12:55 a.m. in Tel Aviv, Israel. And it's 1:25 a.m. in Tehran, Iran. That would be tomorrow. Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. It's Monday, April 13th, 2026, where I am. Now, listen. If you've ever wanted to see a very old and ornery district court judge in South Boston just yelling at attorneys and asking questions such as, who is Ray from Dallas and what is Purplehead? Oh, goodness. Now, you may be saying to yourself, Grant, you did not delay today's stream, which I wouldn't have done if there was like bombings, but it was relatively quiet. Let me just tell you, if you've never watched a 6-hour restraining order hearing in district court in Massachusetts, you're really missing out. You haven't lived. It's an experience listen, a 6-hour restraining order hearing, I'm telling you, it's not that Massachusetts courts are quickly becoming like looked at like nationally as a bit of a ridiculous circus. You know, the state police cover up murders, they drive drunk, they kill people, they hurt like underage girls, they cover that up, they run, like all these people cops are running as pimps. This cop's like covering up that murder, the other cop's like in his police vehicle killing somebody, the other cop's like slumped over his car drinking a 40, the other cop's like down like the random area of downtown by the on-ramp to 93 buying like heroin, the other cop's like getting arrested because he's like shooting a guy, then all the other cops are mad because that cop got arrested, then some other guys like slashing cops with a sword, and they can't really like attack the guy because they're worried they're gonna get arrested, and then Rachel Rollins somehow runs for district attorney. I'm leaving. It's the most ridiculous state of affairs, and it was embodied by today's hearing where a very old, probably 73-year-old judge said a number of phrases that you are never gonna hear. First of all, he started giving a legal clinic to it was a RO hearing. Okay, we're doing a moment of levity. We're then going back to like international coverage. I'll show you some videos from on the ground. I need a moment to decompress. It was a 6-hour restraining order hearing. It's between this journalist, okay, he's a bit of a provocateur, a journalist. He's like a local blogger. He went from a blogger to like a journalist. His name is Turtle Boy, all right? He just goes by Aiden Turtle Boy Carter, all right? He's having this RO hearing with this, how do I explain this? With this woman who used to work at State Street, but who also went to a lot of court hearings and was like in his life right around when he got arrested in October of 2023 for charges that relate to yelling at people with a bullhorn who were involved in another case that Turtle Boy alleged was a cover-up that somehow that directly ties into the state police and the specific state police here. I just want to play you this 30-second clip. Just listen to this.
Making that up.
I'll make sure that fucking whore has to sell.
Oh my goodness.
That's what Purple has.
This is a court here.
Purple. Wait a second. We're talking about Ray from Dallas. Is that the same as Purplehead?
No, that's another guy.
Okay, can you focus for a second? Can we?
Who is Purplehead?
Holy
There's
shit!
no one named Purplehead!
What
I'm giving you 5 minutes to wrap
listening
this up,
to?
counsel. Make it pertinent to the
This
case
was
we're
a
doing
court
here.
hearing! I refuse to join the bar in this state. Oh my goodness, there's no one named Purplehead! This lawyer, there's like 30,000 people watching this hearing. This lawyer's like, so tell me about Purplehead. The guy on the stand's like, Purplehead? I don't know who the hell the judge then starts asking who is Purplehead. This was a formal court hearing. My state has jumped the shark. All right. Hold on. And this is... Hold on. You gotta listen to the judge. You gotta listen to the judge.
Yes, Ray from Dallas is what he goes.
On one of his shows, you basically let him go on and on and on about marriage, right?
No.
He let him. He let Ray go on and on.
Ray
Hold on, before you stop, you're going to stop playing me audio of some guy, Ray from Dallas? I don't care what Ray from Dallas said. I'll listen to it, okay? I'll listen to Ray from Dallas.
But in that Ray from Dallas...
I know some of you won't understand my joy from this. Listen, I covered the courts in Massachusetts for a lot of years, and some of the cases are still going, so I keep an eye on them from when I was covering the courts a lot. I have never heard a judge be... He's talking about a YouTube channel that I've been interviewed before on. This guy named Ray from Dallas, he's a sweetheart. He's the funniest guy, you gotta understand. Ray is hilarious, and he's really smart too. One time, so Ray likes to keep it light, but you actually start talking to Ray. Ray was quizzing me, off the cuff on congressional midterm elections. Off the cuff, he knew the Arizona precincts, he knew the South Carolina districts, he knew the Pennsylvania districts. This dude, he's very good at what he does. I don't know how to explain it. I've always thought him and Will, and some of those guys, there's more to them than meets the eye. Especially Will tipped me off because I was the guy you were just listening to, the Glare. He's a cool guy. He's very smart. But he tipped me off one time because we were talking about Nellis Air Force Base, or like Matt McCabe, one of the witnesses in the Karen Reed trial, and I was talking to him about the 805th Shadow Squadron, and he played it cool at first and was like, the 805th Shadow Squadron, what's that? And I told him, like, oh, that's like the guys that reduce like kill chain latency. He immediately looked at me and nodded. And I know what that means. So I don't know what he did. My theory is like, I don't know. It might have been like, it looks like something like operational, but I'm not going to guess. And I can't, like, I'm not looking for the file. Like, I'm not pursuing that stuff. But I do think he was in like some kind of unit, operational unit in theater. I don't know for who. I can't tell. It's a little hard. If he was like a little bit more like, I'll just tell him. If he had been a little bit more like revealing with his tattoos or like showed certain things, I could have probably figured it out, but I don't care enough to do it. You get like pushed like borders when you start trying to figure out like what units people are in, and I don't care enough. I don't want to do that. Anyway, so, but Ray from Dallas is just his sweetheart. He's like a small, like, he's got a good channel. He covers a lot of like true crime. He like trolls a lot of the anti-Turtle Boy people. I can't even imagine how he is going to react to this. Like a 70-year-old Massachusetts court judge not only talked about him, but gave like the greatest spiel I've ever heard about like he's kind of like, the judge is mocking both of these lawyers for bringing this to him. If you've ever heard a mad judge, this is it. We'll get back to the coverage, but I'm laughing for a few minutes. I had to sit through 8 hours of this, and I'm only making you listen to 30 seconds during a moment of levity. Some of you who probably watched this were like, what? Like, I can't believe this. Like, this never happens. YouTubers do not come up in district court hearings with the judge being like,
Ray from Dallas is what he goes.
On one of your shows, you basically let him go on and on and on about marriage, right?
No.
He let him. He let Ray go on and on.
Hold on, before you stop, you're going to stop playing me audio of some guy, Ray from Dallas? I don't care what Ray from Dallas said. I'll listen to it, okay? I'll listen to Ray from Dallas.
But in that Ray from Dallas...
No, listen, it's not the most important thing in the world today, but just for me, I want to let you know I had a moment of pure joy when this judge just was doing that. A lot of you probably are like, Grant, is this what you do to relax? Yeah. Like, I've never seen this happen. I've never seen a judge, like a 70-year-old judge, trying to like go like deal with like a ridiculous situation. Listen to how this judge was talking to the lawyers during the hearing. It was great.
What I said.
Isn't that a fair characterization of what you said?
Your Honor,
I want to hear objection before I hear a word out of your mouth.
Objection.
Overruled. Sit down. Oh, I said overruled. Sit down.
I fucking can't. This is fucking amazing.
Listen, hello, Serene Sapphire. We're having a moment of levity. I had to watch a multi-hour court hearing today, and the judge got so mad at the lawyers.
Oh, I love her level of crazy.
So many times last 6 months, I don't know.
I love her level of crazy.
You can't play
I love it.
They're in evidence.
They're in my voluminous affidavit. In the many instances he did that.
Can counsel either make an objection?
Her level of crazy is...
They're in evidence.
This is not a running
wasn't a threat, it was a
conversation,
promise.
counsel. What we do here as lawyers, we either object or we sit down and keep our mouths shut, okay?
Understood.
You may.
Counsel, this is not a run-on conversation. What we do here as lawyers is we either object or we sit down and keep our mouths shut. I was rolling. Oh my goodness, I was rolling off my chair like Towel Girlfriend.
Oh, I love her.
I mean, that I was just enjoying. Now, listen to this. Listen, the judge just kept scolding him.
There you go.
Threatening to release those, do other videos where you're threatening to up the ante and release more, and you ain't seen nothing yet.
Is this an argument or a question?
Isn't that some of the things
Sure.
you said?
We just talked about this.
Objection.
Overruled. Sit down.
Oh, it was so glorious. Oh, goodness. All right, let's see. Let me see if I can show you one more. All right, listen to a judge just teaching the lawyer how to be a lawyer in the middle of a hearing.
And uploaded it. How do you know that?
That's an answer, Judge. Okay.
How do you know that, what you said previously?
We're going to lead with an objection, though. We're not going to get up and argue. We're going to lead with an objection. Write that down on your desk. Object first.
Objection, ask and answer.
Overruled.
Overruled.
So I had when we got my tennis session from the
Write that down like a law student. Write that down on your desk. Okay, Judge. Objection. Overruled anyway. Oh goodness. Oh, okay. I can't. That was our moment of relaxation. Oh goodness. Now listen to this. Listen to this. He kept going.
Criminal matter?
No.
You seem to know a lot about the law, quoting the statute, coercive control,
Yes.
and all this, right? You
I
study
do.
hard, right? You're smart. You were a teacher.
There it is.
I was a teacher.
Right? Now, you also, look the other video.
The tactic referred to the courthouse.
There's no
defendant.
question before you, sir.
You asked.
There's no question.
Guess what,
Meredith? I'm not...
This is Judge.
Now, I chewed out Mr. Bradle for doing what you're doing right now. Judge,
Come
I
on
would
now.
like to play some more audio. Can I do that?
There we
Let
go.
me ponder. Okay, I'll let you play some video.
That was one clip that I kept playing, so give me a little break on that.
And I'm going to give Miss Bradle a little break because it was one clip. No, you passed the same bar
Holy
exam we all
shit.
did. Go right ahead.
That's the same bar exam we all did, bro.
Listen. If you're wondering, Grant, why were you late today? Why are we doing this? Because, you know what? I had to sit through 6 hours. It was great. It was worth every minute. I clipped it down to 4 minutes for you. The update is there was no even ruling on the hearing. It's not even really relevant what happened. I mean, the outcome's important. But a lot of it, I just want to tell you, I have seen a lot of things. I'm getting ready to leave this place for a while. This was the perfect culmination for me. This was like watching a Monty Python skit. You must understand I'm not gratuitously showing you those clips. I did condense 6 hours into like 4 minutes, so that was nice of me. John Cleese would be so proud of that judge because the whole point was that the justice system in Massachusetts is a clown show. It has become absurd. It's ridiculous. I watched 6 hours today that was more appropriately styled Monty Python, the Massachusetts justice system, or How I Stopped Worrying and Learned to Love the Farce. It was the most ridiculous thing I've covered. I wanted to be a lawyer here until I went to law school, and then I saw the underbelly of the profession. And it's not that I hate it. There's some good people doing good work. But it's like a farce. I totally buy Professor Habermas's critique of legal rationality from a theory of communicative action. Applied legal doctrine is gratuitous. I can say this. I went to law school. I can definitively say that I think legal rationality is the most obtuse, gratuitous, irrational, nonsensical, superfluous, syntactically vacuous doctrine I've ever studied. It literally is sui generis gratuitously. It generates itself in a form of convoluted legalese that is fundamentally inaccessible to the layman. American law as a discipline is a perfunctory body designed to insulate mechanisms of state and corporate control from accountability by virtue of convoluted language that is inaccessible to the layman. And if you don't believe me, read Gideon v. Wainwright from 1956, where the court says that the adversarial process, read getting into an interaction with a cop, is fundamentally inaccessible to the layman. So how are they supposed to, in any way, understand the regulation and oversight of their organs of government if the legal language and rationality deployed by the courts is vacuous, self-generating, gratuitous at best, an insult to the integrity of the republic, and a disgrace to the name of Judge Learned Hand or Judge Cardoso? That was the tone of the judge today. He was like, I'm fed up with this system. I'm fed up with all of you. to, we need to put this out immediately. Why are we here? This is nonsense. Frankly, I think Turtle Boy probably shared the judge's incredulity. But my point is that was a 70-year-old judge probably being like, this system is broken. I'm going to make a mockery of it on national TV and make you all watch, do something about it. And that's what he did. And then he threatened the lawyers at the end of the hearing and the public. Oh, by the way, there was a great moment for me as like a person. So I've always felt that judges should use their inherent prosecutorial powers to do more. Like, not just contemptuous behavior, but the prosecutorial powers, like the unenumerated equitable prosecutorial powers of the court. I've always felt that judges should use them more. You must understand. No, like, contempt is fine. Like, don't abuse it. It's fine as a system. But, like, I'm telling you, I saw a judge today threaten to personally prosecute people if they engaged in shenanigans. I'm going to play you that, and then we'll go back to coverage. This was your mental decompression break because we have peace. So I just get to take them. I don't have to constantly think about death, which I pray continues. So let me just play you the end of that hearing. It was a great end.
All of these exhibits are impounded because I'm taking them. And no one's going to have access to them because I'm going to have them. So if you go to the clerk's office looking for anything, they're not going to be there. So the cleanest way to do it is for me to say there's a temporary impoundment order until I return the documents back to the clerk's office.
Yeah, that's fine, and we'll certainly comply with your honor's order. There is a lot of stuff that's already out there, so to speak. So I don't, there may be stuff that's out that's
can
not
I
going to
just
go back
give?
to the bottom.
I didn't know anything about this, but this fire needs to go out. It needs to go out. I mean,
there you go.
It needs to stop.
We agree. We all agree.
And I don't know if I'm going to help that or hurt that by my decisions, but it needs to stop. I thank everybody for their time. Please follow the coordination of the court officers as we're departing here. No shenanigans out in front of the courthouse. I promise you, I will prosecute you myself if there are shenanigans out on the steps. People go to their cars, go home, and do whatever it is they do on their private time. No shenanigans.
Thank you very much.
No shenanigans.
Both orders are extended.
That means you, Timu lawyer, fucking body checking people and smacking cameras out of their hands and shit.
Attorneys.
You fucking psycho.
By the two of you.
Right, put it in session.
Yes.
All right. Let's recess.
Jesus.
Never in my life. It's almost unheard of. That was a very firm judge. I just want to let you know, it's really, really nice to have, like, culminated my observations of I'm not saying I will never look at the legal field again, but, like, I want, like, away from all of that. Not that I don't think what the work Turtle Boy's doing is valuable, but I think he sees now that, like, hashtag Free Purplehead is one of those operatives. He's nothing more than another line sitter or broils. So, like, I think he's got it. I think he figured out he was being surveilled by a private intelligence firm. Now he's just got to finish it off, if they can even get there. I don't think that firm is even on contract anymore. I think the people doing it are just like the burnouts, like the pot-committed people who are doing it freelance for free. There's no money left in that op. And the whole point was to stop Turtle Boy about talking about police corruption, so he should just keep talking about police corruption, which is what he's doing. I thought it was smart today how he played that. That was really smart. This is like a 4-year, by the way, like 2023 to now thing I've been covering. It kind of culminated today. That was the perfect way for my, like, coverage of it to culminate. It was the greatest day of my life. I'm very thrilled. I got to watch it with Towel Girlfriend, too. She's great. Alright, so let me tell you a little bit about what's going on. Let me show you the latest from Hassim Nasrallah. Actually, excuse me, Nassim Qassem. Hassim Nasrallah was the former leader of Hezbollah in Lebanon. Let me show you just a small speech, a small segment of the speech that Nassim Qassem, the Secretary General of Hezbollah, gave earlier today with English captions. This was about 3 hours ago. This is the only development that there has been, other than I'll show you the update about Iran's ports being blockaded and the IRGC response, but that is the only thing that has developed. It's actually pleasant to be able to report that to you. You don't know how much my heart has longed for a day where I could tell you that people haven't died. I'm pretty sure there have been reports of light fighting and bombing, but I don't think anyone has died in like 3 hours. That's a really positive sign. Mimi prayed for that. Ellie brought it about. Let's just hope we can keep on that path. I might actually sleep. I hope you all understand what would keep me going is I was so worried about people getting bombed and getting hurt. and we're actually at a point where there's less bombing. It's incredible. I'm very proud, but I don't know if it's going to hold just every moment. Let's take a listen to what the leader of Hezbollah, Nassim Qasem, had to say during a part of his speech broadcast on Lebanese television earlier tonight.
المقاومة أن لا نهدأ ولا نتوقف ولا نستسلم وسندع الميدان يتكلم، أما ألسنتنا فستكون مشغولة بذكر الله تعالى. نحن نرفض المفاوضات مع الكيان الإسرائيلي الغاصب. هذه المفاوضات عبثية، وهذه المفاوضات تحتاج إلى أن يكون هناك اتفاق وإجماع لبناني.
Penny, that is correct, but the last incursion that I heard about was an hour or two ago, or last raid. If there's been more raid in the last 2 hours, please let me know. I will cover it. I'm just praying that there hasn't been one.
على تغيير البوصلة من عدم التفاوض إلى التفاوض المباشر كما يطرح الآن. لا يحق لأحد أن يأخذ لبنان إلى هذا المسار من دون توافق داخلي لمكوناته، وهذا لم يحصل. هذا جزء من التنازل من سلسلة التنازلات المجانية التي قدمتها السلطة، وتبين بالدليل العملي والواقعي أنها تنازلات خاسرة، بل يذلوننا بها كأعداء، وتخسر حكومة لبنان وشعب لبنان ومستقبل لبنان.
Speaking of Lebanon, I have a field report now for you from southern Lebanon. Just 1 hour ago with English captions, we can learn to speak a little Arabic. I'm trying to get better at speaking Arabic. It is very hard. Hello! Petty, you are wonderful, dear friend. It is good to see you. Let's take a listen to, speaking of southern Lebanon, you heard from...
كانت معركة بنت جبيل اليوم تحتل المشهد الأبرز في الأخبار.
You heard from Nassim Qasem, the Secretary General of Hezbollah. Let's take a listen to a field report.
كانت معركة بنت جبيل اليوم تحتل المشهد الأبرز في الأخبار وفي الإعلام. العدو الإسرائيلي الذي يدخل إلى هذه المعركة مدججا بكل أنواع الأسلحة إن كانت العسكرية أو حتى السياسية والإعلامية، ويحاول نسج سردية النصر ورواية النصر من بنت جبيل التي حوصرت من الجهات كافة، والعدو الإسرائيلي زج يعني حسم معركتها فرقتان كاملتان، الفرقة 98 بألوية الكوموندوس والمظليين، وأيضا الفرقة 162 وعماد يعني عمود القوة فيها هناك هو لواء جفعاتي وغيرها من الألوية المدرعة الموجودة. ومن المعروف أن الفرقة 162 وهي الفرقة الفولاذية أو ما تسمى فرقة القوة الفولاذية في جيش الاحتلال هي التي أيضا تخوض قتالا في بنت جبيل. المعطيات تشير إلى أن يعني تحركات العدو تتمركز في بنت جبيل عند 14 نقطة هي تحيط المدينة من الجهات الأربع ومن يعني تماس القرى المحيطة فيها. ولكن ما الذي يحصل في الداخل؟ العدو الإسرائيلي يعمل على التدمير الممنهج بغارات القصف أو بالغارات الحربية، إضافة إلى الغطاء الناري من المدفعية المعادية التي تكاد تمطر المدينة بهذه القذائف على مستوى النهار. إلى ذلك يعني يخشى العدو حتى اللحظة التحرك بطريقة مؤللة باتجاه المدينة، وكان هناك حديث واضح اليوم في الإعلام العبري عن استهداف المقاومين يعني دبابة كان فيها قائد إحدى كتائب العدو المشاركة في هذه المعركة. ومن المؤكد أن يعني الإصابات تسقط في بنت جبيل والمقاومة تتصدى ببسالة لمحاولات العدو إن كان على مستوى الاشتباك المباشر أو حتى على مستوى ضرب تموضعات العدو الإسرائيلي وتجمعاته ونقاط انتشاره من خارج المدينة، ما يعني أن الحصار الذي يعتقد البعض أنه سيوقف عمل المقاومة في داخل المدينة هو لا يساوي للمقاومة بشيء. المقاومون في المدينة ثابتون، وكان من المضحك يعني الإعلان الذي توجه به اليوم أحد الأعضاء القيادة السياسية في إسرائيل بأن على المقاومين في الداخل أن يستسلموا أو أن يختاروا الموت. ولكن من هنا يبرز السؤال اليوم: هل يعرف العدو من يقاتل فعلا في بنت جبيل وفي خارج بنت جبيل؟ هل لا زال في بال العدو الإسرائيلي هذه يعني التركيبة للمقاتل الذي يعني تعود عليه جنود العدو الذين يهربون من أرض المعركة كما حصل في الطيبة، أم أنه لم يفهم حتى الآن هذه التركيبة التي يتحلى بها المقتل من المقاومة الإسلامية في لبنان، والذي يقاتل حتى الرمق الأخير ويدافع عن هذا البلد ويصنع سيادة البلد بالنار وبالدم وبالمواجهة والثبات عند حدود جنوب لبنان. أيضا إلى جانب بنت جبيل الخيام، عجز العدو الإسرائيلي اليوم مجدد عن محاولات الدخول إلى القسم الشمالي من الخيام، والمقاومة تحافظ على السيادة اللبنانية هناك وعلى يعني حرية هذا الوطن واستقلال هذا الوطن من خلال يعني قتالها الذي تخوضه ضد العدو الإسرائيلي في المدينة. العدو يعني يحتل ويتحرك بالجزء الجنوبي منها ويتلقى الضربات هناك، ولكن المقاومة تمنعه من التقدم باتجاه القسم الشمالي. إلى ذلك المعطيات كانت تشير إلى انكفاء العدو بشكل كامل من القنطرة ودير سريان باتجاه بلدة الطيبة، التي يضرب فيها أيضا بطبيعة الحال على الدوام من المقاومين الذين يعني يرصدون العدو، يتتبعونه، ينتقون الأهداف ويضربونها بالوسائط النارية المناسبة. إلى ذلك أيضا الضربات باتجاه المستوطنات مستمرة. العدو يتحدث عن يعني هجوم بمحلقة انقضاضية FPV في مستوطنة كريات شمونة، ما أدى إلى سقوط إصابات. وكنا نتابع قبل بعض الوقت أيضا تحليق لطائرات معادية مروحية معادية داخل الأراضي المحتلة، مروحيات غير قتالية من حركتها، ما يشير إلى أنه احتمال أن يكون العدو حتى هذه اللحظة ينقل إصابات من أرض المعركة باتجاه مستشفيات الكيان الصهيوني في الشمال المحتل، بعد الحديث عن وقوع عدد من الأحداث الأمنية في أرض المواجهات في جنوب لبنان.
شكرا جزيلا لك. He does talk very fast. Now listen, you may have seen that I have a special friend, okay? Now you may know our friend Mimi from chat. I just want to take a special moment to thank Mimi for over 40 days of wonderful energy and what I look forward to as a lifetime of friendship. Mimi has a baby goat named Ellie, and Mimi has prayed for so many days. Mimi's energy during some of the more intense moments of this war was one of probably 4 things that were able to really keep me going. A lot of you helped, a lot of you kept me going, but Mimi has a special energy. And I mean, to have a baby goat named Ellie that you hold in your arms while you watch like the news, you have to be a very special person. So if you've never met Mimi, she's in the chat. Now I brought out a special friend named Pete Bunny Tao. He's been a card stand because Bunny Tao Mom sent me some awesome cards, including the Kofi Kingston card that I have right here. And I actually made a shelf for them. I'll show you a picture when it's ready. I have a little more work to do to really highlight the Funko Pops. But I went and got Pete Bunny Tao. He's the channel's mascot. I wanted him to be here with us when I open my early birthday card from Mimi. I'm not going to open it on stream because it has our addresses, but I'm going to open it and just say thank you to Mimi on stream for her being wonderful. And I want you to see my authentic reaction because Mimi's just wonderful. Mimi is a dear friend. She's going to be part of my cabinet so that Ellie can come to the cabinet meetings. Oh, Mimi, it's a dog. Oh my goodness, it's a dog. Oh, Mimi. You did not have to do that. Mimi, you are a wonderful soul. I'm going to cherish this forever. I'm going to make a copy. So, Mimi, I just want to tell you about how special Mimi is. So, Mimi and we talk every day through the stream. Like, Mimi will pray, and I love to pray. So, Mimi's energy just kind of really enlightens me. And I want to tell you the story of how, Mimi and I interact. So, I love Ellie, the baby goat. I love goats in general, and I've loved goats for a while, since March 9th. They've been a theme of our streams. And at one point, Mimi was like, I have a baby goat. Now, I believe everything Mimi says, but I didn't actually understand that Mimi hugs her baby goat, Ellie, and Ellie kind of sleeps a lot, but Mimi hugs the baby goat, and they watch the stream. So then I just fell in love with Mimi and the baby goat, and just every day I would check in on Mimi. And then Mimi and I started emailing. Now, let me just tell you, I think different people will tell you, I'm good at reporting the news. I am not good at being alive. I'm really not. So one of the things I like to do is just like people will email me when like I get busy. And dear Mimi has been trying, God bless her, for weeks to get me to agree to like accept a birthday gift or a donation. I keep saying, Mimi, I just want to talk to you via email. And Mimi would email me. And eventually, like very sweetly, Mimi was like, Grant, no, I actually want your address. So I said, okay, Mimi. And Mimi sent me today a card with a birthday gift that I'm going to treasure forever. I'm actually going to save a copy of the gift Mimi sent. I'm going to save she sent a dog card. Do you understand how much I love animals? I heard a rumor from Towel Girlfriend that we might be getting an animal. So I'm just ecstatic, Mimi. You must understand. Oh, and it's Mimi's writing. Oh my goodness. Mimi says an early birthday card. He's not a goat, but close. I love your reporting and your insights. You are an amazing man, and I am so proud to call you my friend. Thank you for your time and knowledge. Oh. God love you. Love you, Mimi. Eat, smoke, and drink. Mimi, you are wonderful. I'm gonna treasure this forever. You are just the most sweetest person. This is the most touching card I think one of the most touching cards I've ever gotten. And the fact that Mimi wrote on it, I was thinking one of the reasons that I was going to give Mimi my address was I just wanted to save the card. And whatever she sent, I was going to take a picture of it so I could have it forever. Now I actually have a dog card. I'm literally going to frame this. Mimi, I'm putting this in a frame. This is one of the sweetest things anyone ever has done for me. And your gift is so touching. I am extremely grateful. This has been a hard month. And I just want you to know how grateful I am that you are you and that I have a doggy card. You've made my day. I've had such a good week, Mimi, and I'm so glad I've been able to share it with you. And I just can't thank you enough for everything. For all your camaraderie and prayers and just you being you. And also that you love Ellie so much. You are my dear friend, and you will be my friend for life. So I'm going to come see you. Nikki and I are going to come see you. I talked to Nikki about you. Mimi, she loves you dearly. She can't wait. We're coming to see you. It's going to be great. Tal and Nikki are going to visit Mimi. We're going to visit George, too. We're going to visit lots of people. So, yeah, we're coming. Am I really Wait a minute. Not just a stuffed animal. Mega. Ex-Mega, this is the channel mascot. He has been in retirement. He only comes out once a show. He has been in retirement for 3 weeks. He was a card stand. You don't understand. This is that bunny. It's not a stuffed. You can't call Pete Bunny Towel a stuffed animal. Listen, he's gonna get offended. He's gonna think you're some kind of communist. He's been the channel mascot for, I don't know, probably 4 years. He literally, Francine loves Pete Bunny Towel so much that I have to put pictures of Pete Bunny Towel. Oh no. Tripoli Bob is defending Pete Bunny Towel's honor. Pete Bunny Towel, Tripoli Bob loves you dearly. He just offended your honor. You want to wave hi? He is not a stuffed animal. He is Pete Bunny Towel. Oh, hello, Michigama. We love Pete Bunny Towel. Mac is okay, I'm down with him now. Peep, you earned a new friend. You and Mag are friends now. Oh, Peep just wanted to say how much he loves Mimi. So, Mimi, I can't wait to meet you. We're going to have so much fun. God bless you, Mimi. And I'm so honored. We're going to spend so much time together over the years. I'll call you, Mimi. I'll just ask you how things are going. You know, you can put Ellie on the phone. She probably doesn't talk, but I bet she kind of makes goat noises. She's a goat. You know, she can talk to Pete Bunny Towel. He doesn't talk at all. He's not a stuffed animal. He is a stuffed Pete Bunny Towel. There's a big difference. Francine, your friend Francine is here. He's excited. He's been a little lonely. He was a card stand. He literally was a card stand for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. I think he really missed you all. I can tell he wanted to come say hi. He's the channel mascot. You can't just neglect the channel mascot. He was on hiatus for like 3 weeks. But Mimi's, like, you should all thank Mimi, well, for being Mimi, and for, like, loving Ellie and being wonderful in all her prayers. But also, Mimi didn't just bring about peace. Mimi brought you all Peace Bunny towel. Oh, that would be great. Peace Bunny towel. Mimi, we can call him Peace Bunny towel. Oh, this is the best day ever. I have a doggy card. I got an early birthday gift from my dear friend Mimi, and I'm going to start calling him Peace Bunny towel. As long as we don't have any war going on, I'm calling him Peace Bunny towel. You know how much the Iranians are going to love that. Look at that. You unlocked Peace Bunny towel. His new name during this period of time is Peace Bunny towel. He just wants there to be peace. You return because there's peace. That's it. Alright, that's it. When there are no bombs falling, you can see Pete Bunny towel. The second people start dropping bombs, he's going back into protest mode and he's going to go on hiatus. He's the bunny of peace. You only see him when there's no bombs falling. Look how excited he is. He's the bunny of peace. Oh, this is great. Oh, God bless you, Mimi. I'm so glad I got to open that card live. That's the best way to do it. That we got to... Pete, you are wonderful. You have brought peace to the world, if only for today. Yes, meet the bunny of peace. Yes, how apropos after Easter. He's just having a great time. What should I do? I don't know what I want to do. Should I end early? Can I take the night off? That would be nice. I'd like to go for a walk. Would you all mind? I feel very loved and appreciated, and I think while there's no bombs falling, I'd like to end early. Does anyone object? My back's feeling better. But I think I've been up since like 4 a.m. I would like to end early. That's what happens when it's wonderful, but when you have a girlfriend that lives in South Africa, you tend to be like 6 hours ahead. So, yeah, I think I'd like to go to bed. I think I'd like to just go outside and just be in nature for a few minutes. It's peaceful. Mimi has made me feel like the most loved and appreciated human. And she's wonderful. You all make me feel supported and loved and appreciated. And I wouldn't mind, while there's peace, just a few hours off. I've been taking more and more time off during the day. I think I really, pushed myself very hard over those 40 days. Maybe a lot of people did. And I guess Pete Bunny Towel coming out at this time. Get a tent. Silent Dog, you got it. When we go around, when Nikki and I go around the U.S., I don't think we're going to have a tent. But she really likes nature. So I want to show her a lot of the outdoors. So I will spend a lot of time on shore in tents. Maybe not the safest way to do it. We have other plans. I don't know. I'll keep it for OPSEC. But yeah, at least one time in the tent. I just want to experience the stars. We have so much light pollution. There's no opportunity to see the stars around here. Oh, God bless you, Zika. God bless you, Silent Dogs. I know, Mimi. I enjoy. Mimi, that would be wonderful. We want to come visit you. Nikki thinks you're just the greatest, so we're coming to see you. You have totally made Nikki thinks that you are just the sweetest. So we want to come see Bunny Towel Mom, and I think we want to meet George and of course Towel Mom Lynn. We want to meet you all. We're gonna probably start around here. So if you're around the Northeast, you'll probably see us first. Well, first, I'm just leaving America for a little bit. At least a few weeks. It's been really nice. I love this country, but, it's time for Towel to spread his wings. I've done a lot of work here. It just feels like the right time to go. I'll be back. I'm only going for a little bit. But, it just feels like a natural kind of closing point of a lot of what I was doing. I have a very, very wonderful girlfriend who I just appreciate every moment of every day. She just makes my heart sing. And so I want to go see her. And then it's been 17 years since I've been happy. So I just want to enjoy, even among the war. But I think if there were more war, I wouldn't even be thinking like this. I'm just praying they're close to peace. I think it took a serious toll. And I think there's been a geopolitical realignment. But I'm always apprehensive. That's why I think I've been trying to take as much time during this sort of pensive peace as I can to sleep. Because I'm worried. But I also am hopeful, and I pray every day, including with me, that the peace continues. But it's an odd juxtaposition. It was almost like going through, like when you break through on L. It was kind of like that. It was like very uncomfortable and sad and weird for like 40 days, but my life has completely changed in such a positive way. And I owe it to all of you and also to God. I'm very grateful. I just prayed that things would eventually be okay. And I finally feel safe and okay and hopeful. And like I'm not trapped. And now I get to spread my wings and go. So I'm going to keep covering the war, obviously. I just wanted to thank you. And we're going to come visit some of you. And then we're going to hang out with George and Mimi and Bunny and Lynn and anyone else who wants to hang out with us. She's so wonderful. Yeah, I think you all are going to like Nikki very much. You already know her, some of you. So. God bless you, Mimi. I'm going to go outside. Dogs have to go out. Silent dogs. Yes, they do. The dogs are real silent dogs. You know, the birds are real too. I will find you if you want to meet you. Don't come looking for me. You got it, silent dogs. You come find me. Just call ahead of time. Yes, Kingsley. So, to the UK towels, I have a special announcement. It's very likely I'm going to be coming to visit you sooner rather than later. We might have like a day or two. I gotta see when you transit through, what the rules are. You might have to come like near where I am in London. But yeah, UK towels, you should prepare in the next like maybe month or two. You are gonna see me for 48 hours. Maybe a little. I really gotta talk to Nikki. It depends how we want to do this. If I lay over for more than like 2 days, I think I won't like that. I want to just get enough rest and then keep going. But I'm not flying 8,000 miles. I could. It's a thing. But I'm not flying 8,000 miles at once. That's outrageous. So I'm going to go to the UK. And I'm going to come say hi. I'm probably going to fly into Heathrow. Luton is okay. I'm not flying into London City. It doesn't make sense. I'm going to fly into Heathrow. It's a little annoying, but I'll deal with it. And like, I'll just stay over in that area. I'm not coming downtown. It doesn't really make sense for me to like go into Mayfair or like stay in the like East End. I like kind of the area by the Shard, but I'm not like, actually, you know what I would like to do, this is what I'd like to do. I'd like to meet you all at the Shard. So I'll set up a dinner. You all can come. I'll see if Nikki wants to come. That might be a little bit of a process. We'll see if we can pull it off. I will host a dinner. We'll see how the finances are. It might not be that bad. It might be a lot. So staying at the Shangri-La to get us in is not that bad. It's probably like 250 pounds. I don't need a big room. But yeah, my point is, if you are in London and you want to meet me, plan to meet me at the Shard. I'll get you an exact date in the coming months. I'll probably have to email with you. You have to come to the Shard, though. If you can get to the Shards. Oh, the Underwoods are with me. God bless you, Willie Underwood. I'd love to meet you, too. You got it, Mimi. You know I'm going to come visit you. I have your wonderful address. We are going to hang out. But yes, I will. So we're going to travel vlog. I talked to Nikki. She's down with travel vlogging. We're going to talk about how to do it. I think like it makes sense. I'm going to keep doing the news, but we're going to, like, there's a specific way I like to cover news. It's very, like, I will do a nightly news recap like this. Like, that's what you're kind of getting used to. Like, if I'm not doing 12 hours, I'll probably do a recap for you and ideally tell you what's going on and what the world is thinking about. But I think what I want to also start doing is showing you where I travel. So I'm going to go, like, first of all, I have to get to her, and then once I'm with her, we'll figure it out. And then in terms of seeing you in London, so if you are in the UK, yes, Kingsley, you got it. So, but I have a specific thing. So this is not, it's not by any means the most expensive hotel. I don't want to do that. I don't like a lot of the London hotels. They're just unnecessarily cramped. What I want to do is, I just want to go, before my dad died, the Shard was being built. And my dad said that he wanted to go with me to the Shangri-La Hotel. And when we called, we were there 1 month before they opened. It was when Byron played Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League final in London. I know because I was in London for the final. But the point is, like, we ended up staying at another hotel, and I didn't get to travel again with my dad before he died. And so the one thing I've always wanted to do is go to the Shangri-La Hotel. It's not even that expensive of a hotel. It's just he wanted to go with me, and I never got to go. And it would mean the world to me to go to the Shard and stay in that hotel for one night and then go back to Heathrow. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do it for my birthday. Well, no, I want to be with Nikki by then. So probably like 3 days before my birthday. So if you are in London, oh, God bless you, Mimi. You and Ellie have a good night. I hope you watch a movie. Mimi, you should watch the movie. I'll get it for you. I'll mail it to you. It's called Being There from 1978. It's great. You would love it. I hope you would like it. I think Ellie would like it too. Oh, that's going to be so wonderful, Mimi. Nikki's going to love hanging out there. She loves nature and goats. She's going to love the animals. She loves animals. Yes, Diane. So I'm going to do something special. I can just feel my heart. God bless you, Diane. For like my dad's memory and also for me. That's like a very natural sort of like resumption of where my life kind of left off, and I got very sick, and then like bad things happened. It was tough. I'm gonna go to the Shard. I will give you more details about how this is gonna play out. It will be probably in May, depending. I have to get some documents processed and like get out. But like, yeah, it probably will be in like June, maybe late May, probably June. I have to like apply for a passport or like get it renewed and do all this stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna come see you. If you're in the UK, just prepare. All right, we got to get you like down towards London, or you can wait till I travel back. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of traveling. It depends on what's going on. Anyway, so I'm going to come to the UK in May, just as an announcement, just for a day or two, probably one night. I will meet you for dinner. You can come hang out. It'll be great. But you have to come to my hotel, which is going to be the Shangri-La in the Shard. So you gotta take like a train or drive in. If you are like so far away, like if you're in Scotland, we probably can't do it this trip unless you want to like take the train down. I'm totally down with it. You might miss the last train, but we can figure it out. But I need to sleep that night too, so I have to like fly in. I'll probably take like the 8 p.m. flight the night before, get into Heathrow at like 10 a.m. local time, and then probably be at the hotel for check-in by like 1. I'll probably want to like take a shower and then like walk around London. I want to go to a specific place or two. I have to talk to some people about some things, and then I want to get to like my professors and stuff that taught me when I was there, and this one guy who knew someone at the Parliament. I want to just see the Parliament building. They don't really let you in anymore though. It depends. Anyway, so and then I will be back towards the Shard by I'd say like 4 UK time that day, and we could eat around like 5 UK time, but I want to be in bed by like probably like 8 or 9, and then I want to be like up at like 7 a.m. UK time, even with the time difference, probably won't matter. And then I want to be at Heathrow by 10 that morning, and then I want to be out of the UK by like 1 p.m. like that day, because I got to fly like another 7 hours, which would put me in like South Africa by like 7 or 8 p.m. that night. I think that'll work. Maybe I want to move it up a little bit, but I can deal with that. The point is we can't stay up late. So if you're coming down, it's just going to be quick. What happened? Why am I getting bothered about my chat not working? There's nothing wrong with my chat. My internet might have just been bothering me. Oh. What's going on here? What is going on here? There's no drop frames. We're still streaming. What am I having trouble with? Might just be my internet rebooted. Anyway, my name's Grant Smith Ellis. I'm going to do Tippecanoe and Tyler 2. I'm having some trouble getting my internet to resolve. It's not down. I don't really know what's going on. It's kind of bothering me. I'll go into the chat. It says I'm still streaming, which is frustrating me. It might just be an IP issue. I'll pick up in 1 second with the closing.
Watch me
I
buy
wonder if I'm actually
XRP.
still streaming. I think it's my internet.
It says I'm still streaming.
That's so weird. I've never had this happen before. The streaming is still working fine, but I can't get the studio to resolve. What is going on right now? I've never had this issue happen. I can't see my studio, but I'm still live. This is actually a good time to end. This is so weird. It's not, no, this has been happening with YouTube the past like 2 weeks. It's never happened like this where I've lost the studio midstream. I can still get it to end from my phone. The YouTube's really good with like cross-platform control. But like, yeah, I had to go on my phone to check that I was still live. Something's wrong with the YouTube studio. It's not my internet. My internet's fine. I can load other sites. Something's wrong with the YouTube studio. It just went down. People might have trouble streaming tonight. It's literally down. I can't get it to load at all. I ran it through like a proxy, like not a proxy, I ran it through my network. It could just be going up and down. I really don't know what's going on right now. I feel so weird without this studio running. How is this even working? I don't understand. How is this stream functioning? I know you should, Silent Dogs. This is a good night to get food, but I actually just want to tell you, I stream a lot. I cover the war a lot. How is this stream even? How is this stream functioning when YouTube Studio is broken? It's not resolving. The DNS is the DNS isn't working. I don't understand how I'm still live. That's so odd. I could check other sites. I think everything's still loading. Yeah, Google's fine. What is going on here? This is so odd. It's one of the oddest things I've ever seen. Could just be my computer settings, I suppose. But I'm a little confused. If it were my computer settings, I wouldn't be able to broadcast. I'm running into the same issue on Twitter. This is so odd. It could just be my browser. It's the strangest thing. It's a sign I should just go to bed. I'll just reset the DNS. I manually can set it anyway. I'll just reset the router. This is very odd. I wonder if other people are going to experience this. Then how am I live if I can't like render my DNS settings? This is so odd. I'm going to bed. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's like, it doesn't, it seems to be just a DNS thing, like with my browser. So I think I'm just going to refresh my cache before I go to bed. But this is weird. I just shouldn't be able to be live if I can't resolve the IP of the studio. Could be a browser issue because I'm using a different client to actually stream. I'm not using a browser. It's an RTMP client. But yeah, it's the oddest thing I've ever done. I feel like I'm flying blind. Like, it's so weird to not have the studio in front of me. Probably my browser's DNS settings, though. I'll just reset them and try to figure out the problem. My name is Grant Smith Ellis. I'm going to do Tippecanoe and Tyler 2, even though you can't see your chat. I do, Diane. I'll get this fixed. God bless each and every one of you. Let's do Tippecanoe and Tyler 2 and get out of here. I'm taking that as a sign. My name is Grant Smith Ellis. Thank you for watching with me today. This was a short nightly news update it turned into. I'm going to get some rest. I was up at 6 a.m. my time today, but I don't have anything tomorrow, so I'll be with you throughout the day. Then I watched the long court hearing. I had a great day with Towel Girlfriend, but I want to go walk outside before it gets dark. Not too far. I'm just going to sit on the porch. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night as well. God bless all of you. Let me tell you a little bit about Tippecanoe and Tyler too. So you got President. I like to do the presidents in order before I go. Shout out Trip of the Bob. Trip of the Bob loves Tippecanoe and Tyler too. Mostly Tippecanoe. President Washington, President Adams, President Jefferson, President Madison. I skip like 5, 6, 7. I don't know how to do it. 8 is Van Buren. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13's Jackson, Andrew Jackson, during the bank wars in the 1830s. Like 1836 or so. And then I'm back. Hello. Yeah, my internet went down. I could sense it coming. I'm going to bed, but I have to end my stream. I can't just end my stream because the internet went down. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? My internet went completely down. It was right as I was ending the stream, but my internet went completely down. It was something that happened locally, actually. They fixed it right away, though. I watched it go down, too. I'm back! If you stayed around. I can't just close. I gotta do the closing. But it happened right as I was ending. I lost my internet completely. It's a local area thing. The whole internet just went down. I watched it go down, too. I watched the DNS fail first, and then I watched the actual network fail. They fixed it in like 5 minutes, though. That was great. Ah! You got rewarded if you stuck around. My name is Grant Smith Ellis, Tippecanoe and Tyler too. President Washington, President Adams, President Jefferson, President Madison. Skip forward to 8, which is Van Buren. Skip forward to 13, which is Jackson. Then we got Tippecanoe and Tyler too. So it's Polk, Taylor, Pierce Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Rutherford B. Hayes, Garfield, Chester A. Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Teddy Roosevelt, William Howard Taft, Woodrow Wilson, Harding, Coolidge, Hoover, FDR, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush 1, Clinton, Bush 2, Obama, Trump, Biden, Trump. My name is Grant Smith Ellis. My internet's back. My internet went down at a convenient time because I'm done for the day. God bless you. If you benefited from this stream, if you learned something today, feel free to pay it forward. God bless you to Mimi and Ellie. Try to look for a reason to do a small act of service and kindness for those around you. Happiness is helping. And signing off from the war desk in Boston, where it's 7 p.m., 6:56 p.m. Eastern, U.S. ceasefire time. Peace Bunny Towel is sleeping over there. It's 12:56 a.m. in South Africa. It's 1:56 a.m. in Tel Aviv, Israel, and it's 2:26 in Tehran, Iran. Look for a reason to donate to our homeless veterans or our service members or their families. They need your help, and you can help them today. Look for a reason to do a small act of service and kindness. Indeed. You're just coming back for the outro. My internet went down. Now I'm back. Look for reasons to do a small act of service and kindness. Look for reasons to donate to animal shelters run by our veterans. Look at this beautiful dog card that dear Mimi sent me. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm so happy. So consider donating to animal shelters run by veterans today. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, you may also consider donating to animal shelters in general. Bunnytail's sleeping over there. He's not an animal. I'm going to make Francine happy by bringing him back. But he thinks you should support our fur friends. Now, you may also consider, if you're in the UK, a donation to the Big Issue. Great way to help populations experiencing homelessness in the UK. But it doesn't have to be a donation. It could be something as simple as smiling at someone on the street, reaching out to a friend or family member you haven't heard from in a while, or yes, even giving away 200 tomato plants like Francis Frutrell did one time and having them designated as honorary towels forevermore during the outro. Yes, in that way, ladies and gentlemen, may we continue to change the current realpolitik from one centered on preserving, expanding, and demonstrating our power to instead one centered on preserving, expanding, and demonstrating our capacity to engage in small acts of service and kindness rooted in unconditional love. Therein, living up to our Tau Eudaimonia, or Summum Bonum, our greatest good in the ancient Greek or Latin respectively, and in turn bringing about the rise of a new digital epoch defined by Aquarius the water bearer standing tall and carrying a Peabody towel. I believe it's possible because of you all. Praying the peace continues. Praying that Mimi and Ellie and all of you, Francine and Triple Bob and Tippecanoe and Jetstamas and Wayne and every single one of you who stayed after the internet went down on my end to say goodbye. Have a wonderful day. Praying for our soldiers and their families and for every single person of the earth. God bless the United States of America. God protect the world. God protect you all. Thank you for being my friends and making me find happiness and helping me find happiness and safety and security, even among these intense times. I have prayed so long for the day I would lay my head down and not worry about waking up tomorrow in a state of panic, and you have delivered me unto that wonderful place. God bless all of you. Good night from Boston, at least for now, without any bombs falling. A smiley, pleased Grant Smith Ellis. God bless you.